When I saw what came out of Tesla, when we tore apart the Model 3, the very first one, the outside was crap, no question about it. About everything that could go wrong did go wrong with that. But once we got rid of the body and we started looking at everything else, I mean, there were so many fabulous innovations. After I went through the first Model 3, I couldn't justify keeping the company on the same path. So I looked at, the future versus the past. When I saw what was going on in the Model Y, I think that the transition from ICE vehicles to EVs was the best decision I've ever made in business ever in my whole life. When we did the Model 3, that was for us. I mean, it was astounding. I mean, I was totally blown away. And remember, I said that we work on lots of different industries. Well, when I saw with the inverters or the body control modules, or anything that had to do with the electronics on the Tesla, they were so far advanced. They were more advanced than any of our DoD project, Department of Defense projects. This stuff was really exotic, really mind-blowing. That's when I became sort of a Tesla fan.
It is an extraordinary, because I drive a Model 3 regularly, and I've had it a few years now, and because I'm constantly driving other cars, so we'll test another car. So I've driven a lot of different electric cars, and every time I get back in, it kind of doesn't make me happy, because I want some of the other cars to be really good. In a Tesla, I don't know what it is. I'm quite an old guy, and I didn't grow up with computers, and I've got a smartphone, and I go blub, 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 and the Tesla app works instantly, and it always works. It doesn't go wrong. It tells me exactly what's going on with the car, all those things. And I've tried apps for dozens of other companies, and they never work. They don't connect to the car. It's agony. You spend hours trying to make it join up, and I guess it's because effectively Tesla came out of the computer industry more than the automotive industry. There was obviously a lot of engineers working on it, but the core software and as you've seen, the electronics in it, it just feels 10 years ahead of anybody else. And it's I'm waiting for some other manufacturer to catch up.
Oh, good luck to whomever is going to try it.
Imagine driving a car that can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 3 seconds. Go over 300 miles on a single charge, get updates over the air, and even drive itself. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not. Tesla has changed the game by putting electric cars at the forefront, and we can't wait to see what the future holds.
Which is by going to vertical integration. Well, virtually none. So Tesla is... So right now in the U.S., if you look at the American market, Tesla has got about 70%. And Ford is 6.2, which is the number 2 position.
Right.
If you're looking at pure EVs.
Wow.
Holy mackerel, think on, that's ponderous. That is ponderous. So I think that as long as, if Tesla can try and figure out, they need to buy about 6 or 8 more factories. And I believe that they'll be able to get them quickly, because I think that there's going to be people shutting down factories left, right, and center. As a matter of fact, Stellantis just announced that today, they just announced that they're going to get rid of their stamping operations in Warren. That's like 1,500 people that are unlucky yesterday. They shut it down yesterday. So I think that there's going to be plenty of buildings laying around. I know the machine tool industry is sitting around twiddling their thumbs, waiting for something big to happen. I think Tesla's probably going to go on a buying spree and pick up whatever they want, wherever they want, because really and truly, their biggest constraint isn't anything to do with except being able to pump out more factories. They need more factories in order to get done what they need to get done.
Because I mean, that's a thing that I'm not aware of. I haven't had enough experience of Chinese cars, but I've had enough experience of many manufacturers in Europe, and it's always the software. From the point of view of a driver and someone using the car, it's the software that lets it down. If anything lets it down, it's the software. It's not the hardware. Is fine, and maybe there are things that Tesla do that are more efficient and a better use of materials and all those things. I'm very aware that's the case. But what you experience as a driver is that the software, the interface between me as a driver and the machine is it's pretty lousy at best. That's what always disappoints me. And I mean, I think the exceptions for me, the Polestar, when I drove the
Tesla's not just a car company, but a tech company revolutionizing the automotive industry with its innovation, quality, and efficiency. And today, we're going to explore how veteran automotive engineer and analyst S. Munro thinks that Tesla cars are a technological marvel, and why he's so impressed, their design performance and potential. And we'll disclose some of Tesla's plans for the EV industry as well as the future strategies. It's got to take over the EV market. So sit back, relax, and enjoy exploring the secrets of Tesla investing.
This is the first of its kind laser blanking line. What it does is it takes coils, it unwinds them, and it's taking out the internal stresses from the raw material. It's passing them through something called a leveler. All it's really doing is it's got a bunch of work rolls and they're moving up and down, and they're flattening the part. We want to be careful that we don't work the material too much, because you do something called work hardening, and then you shear the part later on.
Yeah.
So this was a special development as well. This is something that's primarily used in mills. So we actually source it for a blanking line.
So just out of curiosity, why don't you let us know the thickness? I think I know, but I'd rather have you say it. What's the thickness of the material?
So we have two thicknesses. Our doors are 1.8 millimeters thick, and all the other parts, like the sails, the hoods, are 1.4 millimeters thick.
1.4.
Correct.
And we worked hard to get that strength up on the stainless, because the original we were about 2.53, but we actually increased the strength of the HFS over time. So we're able to get, while doing that with the ductility for forming, we're able to still get that strength and bulletproof toughness
Yeah.
with having a thinner material.
Cool.
Correct. So this is actually designed for 3 millimeter, but it's good that we're not using it.
That's where we started.
Yeah, correct. So, oops, sorry. This shows a good overview of the line. So you have the uncoiler, as I explained, where the actual raw material, we call that a coil, is being loaded. It's being unwound as we speak. It's going through the leveler or straightener, depending on what you want to call it. Then it's going into the laser booth, which is what you see right over there. It's airtight, light tight because of emissions and whatnot. And these are two lasers working in tandem. And right now what's being cut is the hood for the Cybertruck. It cuts up to 30 microns, and it's the first laser of its kind to do that. Typically these machines cut at 1 millimeter. This was a special development with Tesla and Schuler.
So just again, you bring in one coil, the coil becomes empty. Do you do a tailored blank from the old, well, what's left of the coil and the new coil? Are you welding?
No, there's no welding.
No, so
So
that
when we run out of material, we end the blanking, then we put a new roll in.
Or a new roll in. So we actually have different coils for different products. So what we really do, and what's beautiful about this line, is if you think of a fender, normally on a 2D flatbed, yeah, you can get two fenders, but this gives you tighter nesting. So you can get a fender after a fender after a fender, and you can optimize the width. So this improves the scrap utilization for the overall.
So does that mean that the coils are tuned to the parts?
Correct.
Tesla has been in the EV business for years and has expanded its market by increasing sales, improving its technology, and scaling its revenue. Its ability to anticipate industry trends and adapt to changing consumer preferences has driven its dominant position. Current unexpected trend in the use of electric vehicles is actually growing by the day. Tesla has a larger market share than other EV manufacturers, therefore it will benefit from the predicted electric car demand increase. Tesla's strategy for dominating the EV market is to diversify and introduce a new attractive lineup from Model S to Y. Each vehicle highlights Tesla's devotion to performance, range, and parallel driving experience. The truth is that Tesla's brand has become synonymous with electric vehicles like Edge Tech, and the team, his ability to establish a strong aspirational brand image has played a crucial role in attracting a loyal and growing customer base. Before we continue though, guys, if you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to keep up with Tesla and its third master plan, Tesla plans to build commercial and passenger trucks and a bus with sustainable battery technology. In the Tesla Master Plan 3, the automaker may produce a public transport vehicle which Dave Lee believes could lead to 20 million car sales by the end of the decade. Tesla is also planning to lower production costs and make cheaper EVs. And while many Tesla fans already know that a cheaper Tesla car is coming, it's still interesting to know that there are new offerings on the way. Increased competition, government incentives, and falling lithium and other battery material prices are also making electric vehicles more affordable. Based on the current market, The tipping point for EV is becoming as cheap as or cheaper than I could arrive soon. Leave a comment below and tell us your valuation. If you want to see what's been happening in the last few days, subscribe to our channel.